I literally got a treasure chest off of Craigslist. Hello everybody, Silverpicker here, and welcome to the Silverpicker Squad. Now today's video is extra exciting because I literally bought a real Peruvian treasure chest off of Craigslist. That's right, you heard me correctly. This Peruvian treasure chest was from a deal off of Craigslist. That is insane. So enough about that. Let us crack into what I got here. So the way that I got this deal is that I was contacted by somebody that saw an ad that I posted on Craigslist saying that I buy coins and gold and silver and all sorts of other things. And they responded to me and said that they had this childhood collection of coins that they inherited from their grandfather and they wanted to sell it. They were finally ready to sell it. So I came and took a look, and this is what was presented to me. And the first thing I thought was like, wow, this is a really, really cool box. I mean, clearly it's, just like a souvenir box from a trip to Peru, but it's a really beautiful box. I mean, it's leather. It's actually real leather. I mean, if you look at it, but of course, I was much more excited about what's inside. All right, this is what I was greeted with when I first opened this box. And I got really excited because the first thing I saw, two things. One, Mellon National Bank and Trust Company, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I love old bank bags. I mean, look at this. Is there anything cooler than going around with a giant sack full of silver in an old antique bank bag? I mean, that is absolutely awesome. And once I picked this up, I saw a tremendous treasure trove of awesome things right inside here. And the first being, of course, this beauty. As you might know from some of my other videos, I am a real sucker for banknotes that have different color seals other than the standard modern day green. This one, of course, is a national currency bill, the United States of America, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. And this one you can see is issued in 1929, right at the beginning of the Great Depression. Really, really interesting as a historical piece. Now, I need to do a little bit more research on what the difference between national currency versus Federal Reserve notes are, and maybe I'll even do a video on that to sort of help everybody out with figuring out what the exact difference is historically. But as you can see, if you look at any of the other notes that we're familiar with, even older notes, you'll see it says Federal Reserve note versus national currency. And this national currency note was issued by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Really, just really, really cool. I love the look of these old bills. Just a really, really nice piece. And I didn't have to pay too much for this. Because I told the guy that I bought it from that I don't really buy much currency, and most of these bills, especially in this condition, don't have an amazing, amazing premium. So I told him I'd give him 25 bucks for this bill. $5 premium. I think I did pretty well on that, but I'm not going to make a fortune on it. Now, the rest of these bills are really exciting, and I'll tell you why. They're not exciting in the sense that they're worth a ton, but they're exciting in the sense that I told him I wasn't really interested in buying these because the premium's not really high enough to be able to sell them for a profit. So he said, all right, I'll just bring them to the bank then. And I said, well, in that case, if you're going to bring them to the bank, sell them to me at face value. And he said, no problem. So that is awesome. I got a 1950 $100 bill for $100. I got a 1950A $20 for $20. A 1950C $50 note for $50. And a 1981A $5 note for $5. Oh, and I don't even remember this. I didn't even remember that I got this, but I also got this for $1, paid face value for this silver certificate. It's a 1935E. It's in pretty ratty shape, but hey, for a buck, you cannot actually go wrong. So I think I did pretty good on these banknotes. Now, what about all this other fun stuff? So the way that I bought all of these coins, so the bills, like I said, I got mostly for face value except the $5 premium in this one. But for the coins, what I did is I told the guy that I would pay him 70% of the value of the coins. In this case, we negotiated a little bit and we ended up at 75% of the value. So I gave him 75% of the value and I will make a 25% profit margin on this. And I really think that that's the great way to go about doing business. You give them a fair deal, you get a nice little profit margin, and it leaves them with a good taste in their mouth as opposed to what they would get when they go to like a pawn shop and end up getting ripped off. So why don't I go through all of this? I'll organize it and I'll tell you exactly what I got. This is really an incredible haul. This is one of the best hauls I've had in a while, just in terms of the fact that, you know, I got it off Craigslist, it came in a freaking treasure chest, and there are so many different types of coins. I mean, an incredible variety, both in terms of countries, in terms of types, etc. Why don't we start with the American silver? That's always a fun one. We've got 11 silver dimes. Now, we've got 2 rosies, and the rest are Mercs. None of them are key dates. This is all just pure junk silver bullion, but as you know, I like silver, whatever the form, whether it's a good date, whether it's a bad date, there's no bad silver to me, and all silver sounds good like that. Anyway, so that's not too bad. And hey, when you get it for 75% of the value, you really can't go wrong. Now, moving on to the halves. Now, there are a bunch of different halves. This is not halves. These are actually foreign coins. And these are also not halves. But we've got 4 different containers of half dollars. Now, these 2 I'll start with because they're just, you know, sort of the standard fare. So these are all 1964 Kennedy halves. Some of them are in better shape than others. But again, hey, when you're paying 75% of the value, they can be as dirty as they want to be because I will be happy to buy them. And these guys are a full roll of 40% halves. Now, you guys know from my previous videos, if you've heard me talk about 40% halves, my feeling is that these are going to be big someday because right now, people don't care about them, but they still have silver. Silver is silver. I think you guys should be buying these whenever you can. Now, I wouldn't pay a premium for them because it's unlikely that they're gonna have a big premium in the near future, but I really do think that these are the underdogs of the American coin market. Now, I'm gonna show you 2 interesting things. These guys. Now, these are Pittsburgh Branch Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland $10 halves. Johnson Fairbox Company, Chicago 40. Now, these, I'm guessing, were somehow related to this bag, whether it's that this guy's grandfather lived in Pittsburgh or whether he got it from Pittsburgh, I'm not sure. And this one, which is even more frustrating, is that you can see there's a big gash in it and it's totally a broken roll. And what the guy told me is that when he was waiting for me, one of his friends was over and was looking through the coins and dropped this on the floor and it cracked the whole thing open. So that's a shame. But given that it's already open, why don't we take a look inside? So the enders on the roll, you can see, are obviously toned in a very ugly color. But the other side, man, I mean, they're sparkling. They're really sparkling. They don't have quite a perfect finish. You know, they're not flawless. These are not mint state coins, but they are beautiful uncirculated specimens. I might be able to squeeze a little premium out of these, but I mean, they are absolutely gorgeous. These might just go straight into my personal collection. I'm not even sure. But, you know, if you're interested, shoot me an email at thesilverpicker@gmail.com and we can work something out. Man, look at that luster. How beautiful is that? Well, while we're looking at this beautiful, shiny silver coin, it's as good a time as any to give myself a shameless plug. I finally got around to creating a website. That's right. You can now visit me on the web at www.thesilverpicker.com. Come and check it out. I'm posting all my videos there in different sections, so if you're into all the haul videos to get some inspiration for yourself, you can check those out and binge watch them. Or if you're more interested in the how-to stuff, you can do that. Or if you're just into it for the coins, I've got a whole section on coin collecting. I've also added blog posts, so I'm writing up different things that will help you, give you tips, and give you more context to some of the stories around my videos. And finally, I have gotten more questions than anything else about gear and supplies. What kind of gear do I need to get into the business of buying and selling gold, silver, etc.? Which scales, which acids, all the different things. I have created a store page where you can go on and using links from my page, you can go directly to Amazon, buy the right products, and use the actual stuff that I use in my business. And you'll be sure that you'll be getting a good product, and it's the same price as you get on Amazon, but it throws me a buck or two when you buy it. So you'd be supporting the channel and getting the exact right supplies and tools that you need to be effective and successful in this business. Anyway, I am really, really happy with the $half that came in this set. I think that's actually one of the best parts of this. I mean, even though the roll has been opened and it's not in perfect condition, this is so cool. It's really a piece of history. And now we have a whole mess of silver dollars. Now, I've already gone through all these and I've found there's no Carson Cities, there's nothing special. In fact, most of these dollars have been cleaned. Can't complain about 22 silver dollars, whether they're culls or not. Now, in addition to those 22 regular silver dollars, I also got 2 really nice novelty pieces, and I'm very happy with these, and I really like them. I think that these will find a nice home for somebody. I'll probably sell them on eBay. So that just about covers it for all the American silver. Now, as you see here, there are 4 rolls of wheat cents. Now, these wheat cents I got a great deal on. I think that we should save these for a separate video, go through them with a fine-tooth comb, see if we get any varieties, key dates, etc. Now, in terms of foreign coins, I absolutely love buying them. And I love buying them for the simple reason that they're so interesting. There's such a variety when you're talking about thousands of years, hundreds of countries, and dozens of different coins from each. I mean, you get such a variety of art, you get such a variety of history, and it is really, really incredible. And I love that. Now, from a business perspective, it's a little bit more frustrating, and the reason is because, you know, when you buy American silver, junk silver coins, it's so easy. You just count them up, you buy them at a percentage, and then you resell them for a profit. It's a commodity. It's such an easy way to do business. When you've got the foreign coins, however, and you're dealing even with non-numismatic foreign silver coins, you still have to deal with the fact that different countries and different decades, different eras, etc., have coins with different weights, different silver contents, and you need to contend with all that, and it just adds a layer of complexity. In addition to that, the market for foreign coins, at least in the US, is not quite as strong as it is for the American coins. But that doesn't stop me. I still love buying it. Now, in this case, I'm particularly excited about these coins because they are actually some of the coins that I actually collect. The only things that I truly collect and I really enjoy collecting are US type coins. So I have a US type set that I'm working on, and British Mandate Palestine coins. Those are just the 2 sets of coins that I like. And if you see here, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got at least 6 British Mandate Palestine coins. Now, I don't know if these ones are the holes that I need to fill in my folder, but I will probably do an update video with that if there are. So we can start with the British Mandate Palestine coins. Now, one of the things that I think is super cool about British Mandate Palestine coins is that the mandate, the British Mandate of Palestine, was such a short period of time and such an interesting part of the world that I absolutely love collecting these coins. So this is a 2 mil coin from 1927. I believe I have this one already. I haven't looked at that collection in a while, so I'm going to have to update myself too. Another 2 mil coin, also from 1927. Now, here are 2 very, very interesting coins. Now, these are both 10 mil coins, but as you can see, they are made from different materials. One being cupro-nickel and one being bronze. And this one is from 1942, and this one is from 1927. And just because of the region they were in, the time period, various materials became scarce at various times. So there are a number of different denominations of these coins throughout this entire series that have different materials. Now, we see that with our own coinage in the US too. In 1943, of course, there was the steel cent, and there are war nickels. So the content of metals in various coins has changed depending on the global macro situation. And last but not least on the British Mandate Palestine coins, we have two 50 mil coins, which are indeed silver, and they are both from 1935. And this one's a really nice specimen. This one's pretty clean. I really, really like that. So we also have three different silver Canadian quarters. Those are not bad at all. A couple of large Canadian cents, one from 1891, one from 1913. I always like picking these up when I can. I think they're really, really cool coins. This one, of course, is Victorian era. We've got a large British penny as well. And over here, we don't need that anyway, we got a couple of half crowns. And these are some nice little specimens. Got one from 1932. And one from 1934. Now this is pretty cool because this is not actually a silver coin, but it's in excellent, excellent shape. It is a 10 cents piece from Hong Kong, but it looks like it was minted last week, but it's actually from 1938. Now, for anybody that's out there that's a real hardcore numismatist for Eastern coins, I would love to understand a little more about the rarity. So hit me up in the comments below if you know anything. Now, last but not least, we have a very, very interesting German silver coin commemorating the 1972 Munich Olympics. Now, this is interesting because these Olympics were quite infamous. Black September terrorists murdered 11 Israeli athletes and a West German police officer. A very horrible massacre, especially because the Olympics are such a symbol of world unity, of people coming together to compete in games. The coin itself is certainly an interesting piece of history to hold in your hands. All right, guys, so that about does it. This has been an incredible, incredible haul. I am very, very pleased with it. I mean, it hit every single one of the marks. I mean, we got a variety of different types of silver coins from the US. We got a nice pile of chunky silver dollars. We got a bunch of cool coins from around the world. Maybe even some of it has some numismatic value. We even got a bunch of really nice old banknotes for a very, very reasonable price. And the entire thing came in a freaking leather-bound treasure chest from Peru. What a cool haul. And this just goes to show you that if you put in the time, you put in a little elbow grease and hustle, you will find amazing deals, even on Craigslist. So my challenge to you guys is go on Craigslist, go on your local community listservs, and do what you can to try and get yourself a deal this week. If you try hard enough, you may just succeed at it. I'd love to know what you guys come up with in the comments. If you like this video, hit that like button. It really helps me out. And of course, if you're a subscriber, thank you very, very much for being part of the Silver Picker Squad. And if you're not, what the heck are you waiting for? Join us. We learn lots about coins. We learn about silver, gold, and the entire business of buying and selling precious metals to turn a profit, making money on your own terms. So we've got tons more stuff coming your way. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned. And until next time, Silver Picker out.